This video is made for adult collectors because we landed a man on the moon back in 1969. That was a long time ago.
I'm going to step off the limb. It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Why is it that the recent tie-in new molds for Optimus have been some of the best? First VNR and now this thing. Volvo and Toyota better be proud to have some of the cooler Optimus Prime toys. Apologies for sounding stuffy, I'm still getting over my cold. Anyways, this is Lunar Optimus Prime, and I picked him up at TFCon LA along with this cold, but hey, it's whatever. This toy though isn't whatever, because man is it good. I'm starting in alt mode because you have to see the way this thing grows in robot mode. It's pretty cool. This is based off of a concept of a lunar rover from Toyota and Takara to promote Takara's successful deployment of their own lunar exploration Borak Bakugan thingy, which is pretty friggin' neat. So it's weird that this exists, but it looks damn cool. I love the chunky wheels, the orange windows that feels very Lego Mars Mission, with the big pipe down the side and the little rubber antennas, which kind of, they bend way too easily, and I don't like that. I'm not a fan. The Toyota and JAXA badges on, I think that's how you pronounce it, JAXA. But those badges look sharp, even though there isn't much paint on it. But what is here though is pretty good and feels solid. Like all the white around the windows is painted, and then the logos, and then the bits on the back, and like the silver, that's it. Speaking of the back, I also really like how the back end looks. Now he does have this radar dish that is articulated, so you can position it however you want, but it does pop off pretty easily because the peg is really shallow. But if you open up his back, inside is his solar panel, which can then be unfolded and mounted onto the side for some nice sun power. But that's pretty much all the alt mode does. It's a nice burger size. When people at the con would come up to me and they would see this, they kept saying they thought it would be bigger. But I mean, for but I'm keeping that in. But I mean, for 75 bucks, it isn't terrible. Especially once we get to the robot mode. Those two licensing fees probably play a huge role in the price of this robot. So this is a transformation that you probably wouldn't expect from any Optimus Prime because they've never done this before. But to get started, I'm going to remove this and remove this because it just makes things easier. They do have to come off as well, so yeah. Also, one thing I want to note is that unfolding this is kind of scary. Just because of how thin it is and it feels weird, so I recommend bending it like closer to the hinge so you don't break it. But to start with, first I'm going to do is take this little nub and fold it down like that, and then take the whole back section, bring it up, and that'll just free up the entire roof. Then we're going to want to get the sides undone. So you want to take these sections here, pop them open, and then bring this whole section down. It'll unclip from here and here. Over here, it's a little bit more difficult because the pipe's connected to it. So we're going to fold the pipe up, going to bring it out, and then we're going to bring this section down and down like that. That's the easiest way I've found to get it done is unpeg this first because it's on the arm. It'll just rotate off. So that works. Fold these down, bring these sections out like so. And then just because I always forget, because I don't think it was in the instructions, but I could be wrong. I don't have the instructions anymore. Bring this up, fold this out, and then fold this back in like so. Now you want to bring the lower section down. It's on a double hinge. It will just clip. Then you want to come to the legs, unfold these blue sections here, split the legs, and then bring them out like that, and they'll peg in right there. Bring this out. There you go. Now you want to do the back of the legs. So the first thing you want to do is take these wheels, rotate them like halfway. So you rotate them up, fold it, rotate it all the way, fold it in. You have to do it in that order, otherwise it just doesn't, it's a bit awkward sometimes. There we go. Then you take this section, there's a peg right here that will go into a slot there. So you just peg that in like so, without missing it. There we go. And then you fold this section in like that, and that's his legs done. Now we'll get the arms, bring them around, bring the camera up, unclip this, rotate this down, peg it in, and then flip this section up. Do the same on this side, fold that around, bring it down, fold that section up, bring up his head. Now the backpack. Fold this antenna out, unclip these sections here, bring this up on the double hinge, And then these, if you notice these little gaps right here, they will clip over the sides. And that's how the backpack pegs into place. Like that there, and then there. Then you just want to bring this up before you do that, because it gets in the way, bring this section down and then peg the sides in. And then the backpack will just peg into his back. And then I like to put the dish on this side. So we're gonna put that there. And there you have him in his robot mode. Now that was a very unique transformation to lead to this very unique looking Optimus Prime. See, G.I. Joe Transformers? This is what I wish you would do. I'm shaking my arms in real life. Not just G1 designs with Joe bits hanging off, but actually integrate with the friggin' alt mode. This is one of my favorite Prime designs now because of how different it looks and feels. I love the way that it's mostly lunar colors, but there are still hints of that signature Prime red and blue, but it doesn't stick out, it works well. The plastic also feels nice. While it comes in a Masterpiece styled box with stapled Masterpiece instruction booklet, mind you, the plastic doesn't feel Masterpiece. It feels more mainline, but in a good way. Like hardly any of the surfaces are painted and it feels durable, except for the arms. All the red is painted because there's no red sprue in the makeup of this figure. Still durable though. The solar panel can be used as a shield and the dish can go on his shoulder, but he doesn't come with any weapons. Granted, I don't know if they wanted to give a peaceful Lunar Explorer weapons, but his hands are 5mm, so you can deck him out with loads of stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of this antenna sticking out of the side here. It's really bendy and just kind of gets in the way a bit for me. Not enough to say that it's bad, but enough to just annoy me a little bit. He does have a non-removable matrix, and honestly, I'm okay with that. I have way too many removable matrices at this point that this just being there is satisfying enough for me. I'm not the biggest fan though of the head. It's a bit tall and thin for my taste. The sculpt is cool, but the shaping's a tad weird. Though it has to be this size to fit into the alt mode, I know. But the main party piece of this is the posing. My God, is it packing some excellent joints. Now, as you saw, this Prime's posing is on a whole nother level. It's kind of funny. So the head, Vangelis talked about how much he liked the head actually when I handed this to him. It's on a pretty nice ball joint. This doesn't actually lock in this transfer. Like you can feel it click, but it doesn't take much force to knock it. But then he can look up really far. So like I count it as a joint, and he can look down that far. You can also, look left and right. Shoulders can do a full 360. This one's a little loose, but I can fix that. It's on a mushroom peg. They can go out that far. They also have backwards lateral joints, so butterfly joint. You have bicep rotation, little over 90 degrees of bend at the elbow, wrist rotation, fingers can open and close. He does have a waist joint, as well as an ab crunch due to transformation. So you can utilize that double hinge to get yourself an ab crunch. It is below the waist joint, so it's a bit weird, but he does have one, so that's nice. The hips work like G-axis, where they go up like that. So they go forward that far. They only go back about that far, unfortunately. They do go out on a very soft detent. Thigh rotation. Single jointed knee. That bends about that far, but oh wait, no, it actually goes that far. This does create a gap, but like I do like how it fills in. My friend Andrew sat there doing this for like 10 minutes. He loves the way this knee works. Then the ankles can go down, they can go up, and he has an amazing ankle pivot. So this is an extremely posable Optimus Prime for being one just based off of a lunar lander that doesn't even exist. Let's get him into a quick little jig here. There you go. He can do a lot. It's insane. So yeah, I do recommend this. Of course, it's super cool, but $75 is a bit of a tough pill to swallow, honestly. It's one of the more posable official Optimus Primes out there for less than $100, and the plastic's dense and it's got 2 licenses on it. So like, I get it. But 75 is still a lot. I don't regret paying for it. It's a nice little Prime with loads of fun things to do, and I'm having so much fun messing with it that I feel I'm getting my money's worth. But that ultimately comes down to the user. The bigger set comes with like a stand and extra stuff, but I mean, as just a base toy, there goes my dog, it's still pretty damn good. But that's my look at Lunar Optimus Prime. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.